Hello and welcome back to the Capital Wasteland, and the DC Brotherhood has a new enemy to face in this episode, that being the Enclave. While I was busy fighting against the DC Raiders, they were able to use their focus tree and snuck in here and captured Project Purity. So the focus for this episode will be eliminating the Enclave from the map, and I'm going to do that by doing the focus Project Purity. The once abandoned facility of Project Purity has been seized by an old foe from decades past, the Enclave. The kind of power an active facility possesses must not fall into their hands. We must strike quickly to dislodge them before they fortify their position further and reactivate the facility. And they'll start a border war between the Mall and Project Purity. Now it's important that they say that because there are two border crossings between myself and Project Purity. So knowing what the focus is, I've put all my units on the border between the Mall and Project Purity. I'm actually going to convert my two most experienced infantry units, that being the Citadel Knights and the DC Patrol. I'm going to convert them to my 10 width power armor template, even though I'm still short of anti-tank rifles. Now, something I need to apologize for is for not showing the Scourge and the new mission in the previous episode. I'm not sure what happened with the recording, but it just didn't work. So the Scourge, one of the first targets of this Eastern Brotherhood expedition. The pit was a cesspit plagued by raiders and togs. The Brotherhood swept through the city in a single night, killing all who resisted and looting anything of significant value. And that gave me 50 political power. What's not listed here is there was one casualty, a Initiate Asher, who actually survived and became the leader of the pit. And then the other focus I didn't cover was new mission. Something changed in Elder Lyons after the Scourge. He started to recognize the failures in the Brotherhood's current methods and decided to refocus his men to prioritize dealing with the super mutant threat to DC and helping the Wastelanders. The search for technology becoming a secondary goal would be hidden from the Elders back west for a time, but shortly after they found out and cut off support, many in the Order followed Paladin Kasdan when he left the Citadel to focus on the Brotherhood's original mission. And that gave me negative 5% stability, but plus 5 to war support. And this is the origins of the Outcasts. Now, something I also made a mistake within the previous episode is when I decided to use support robots as my garrison unit. I did not recognize the fact that the scrap bots have very little suppression compared to the commercial protectrons, and I should have produced them or researched and then produced them a lot sooner, as I am currently short 429, but I have a plan to help with that. See, I have 5 army experience, so what I'm going to do is create a brand new division with a single unit of militia troops. I will call this infantry militia. There we go, because I do have a good amount of guns compared to the amount of robots that I have, and that infantry militia will now take over the DC Raiders, because that is where I have the largest problem, and that will help sort that situation out. But without further ado, it's time to get started. Okay, focus completed. The border conflict has automatically started. No information on it yet. My next focus I'm going to go for is the radio amplifiers. Currently, GNR signal only reaches the outer edges of DC. If we could improve the antenna and add some amplification devices, we could extend the range of the signal, and they'll give me a extra radar station. Now thankfully all my power army units are involved in this fight here. So I'm going to take my one remaining unit off and post him here, starting to train to get some army experience back up to increase my templates. And let's see how this border conflict goes. Now the Colonel is a higher level, but I have intel advantage, and there's only 3 units here where I have 6. So at the end of the day, once everyone's in position and starts actually fighting, yes, now I should actually overwhelm them. Yes, I think it's just a matter of time before this is a victory for me. And that's another upgrade to my agency, is to another watch out for spies. And what operative am I going to get? Nothing really good. Richard Cook looks like a mean bugger, so I'll take him, and he can help squash the resistance. Old DC runes. Always have a look to get the best coverage you possibly can out of your agent. And the border conflict is definitely swinging in my favor. It's just a matter of time until I'm victorious. Alright, radio amplifiers is done. The only focuses available to me right now is the source, which I'm not going to do because it takes away my political power game and monthly population, or second strike, which starts a second border war. But since the first one isn't finished and is actually going quite well, they have lost a unit, and I am pretty close to winning it. I'm not going to do another focus until after this is done. With this political power, I want to take a chance. I've been thinking about it. I believe... Whoop. Okay, first things first. I believe that this must be attached with the demo unit somehow, so I'm going to take a chance and take that. Now we have victory at Project Purity. After fierce fighting, our forces have been successful in driving the Enclave from Project Purity. What few soldiers were not killed in the fighting have fled, leaving behind the mostly intact facility. The threat of the Enclave remains, but it is certainly a blow to them for the Brotherhood. Before I continue, I'm going to put my army back together, and I am going to prepare to go to war against, I don't know how to pronounce it, so these guys. Later on in the focus tree, I will get the option Total War, which will declare war on the Enclave. But I don't have a clear path to fight them on yet. I don't want to go through the DC settlements because I've something to do with a focus them later on. And I also don't want to get involved with the talent company who's currently at war with them because they're fighting over a water crossing. I don't want to get caught in a stalemate. So I want to create a new path against the Enclave. Originally I was planning on going through this little gap here against the Lorenz force until I noticed that there's no road connecting here, and I then confirmed it with it's not that one here. There's no path here, so if I had to send my troops in there, there would be no way to resupply them. So unfortunately I have to take the long route round, and that will mean I need to save up how much? I think that's their capital, 30, so if I need 40 political power. So as soon as that is done, I will start that justification so we can continue our objective towards eliminating the Enclave from the map in this episode. And for a moment there I completely forgot to take my next focus, which is restore the Purifier. Though partially damaged in the fighting, most of the Purifier remains in good condition. We should be able to get it running in a matter of weeks. That will give me production of 200 water resources in Project Purity, and more importantly, it'll become a core of the DC Brotherhood of Steel. Okay, so restore the Purifier is finished. There are no other focuses I want to take right now, as the next one, Total War, starts my war against the Enclave, and I'm not ready for that yet, and the source is still out of the question for me now, so I will be collecting political power as fast as I can. I need 7 more. Let me just double check that quickly. 7 more before I can start my justification. And quick as a flash, I have another 100 political power, so I'm going to use that to get the Van Graaf energy manufacturer. It does increase my production cost by 5%, but does give my infantry energy weapons an extra 10% to hard attack and piercing, so for me that is worth the production cost. So with rapid deployment finished, I have the first of my 2 big choices for refined warfare. Now normally I would take flexibility of command because it gives good buffs to your support units as well as organization, and decreases your experienced soldier loss, etc. And even if you have only 1 support unit, I normally recommend this. But because I don't have the Bunker Blues national trait, I am instead going to go for flexibility of movement, because apart from every type of unit I have getting extra 10% breakthrough as well as less organizational loss when moving, and speed, I will get plus 20 to my special forces capacity, so I'll be going for that one. Then I have 10 army experience, so I also want to start working on my 20 width power armor template. I'm just going to name it Paladins. Symbol will be a nice, let's go for T51, and it will be a general purpose 20 width with 1 demolitions and 1 fire team. If you wanted to go more attack, you could replace this demolitions fire team for having 2 demolitions. More defensive, the other way around. I prefer this as a nice general purpose template. I just need to add 2 more on to bring it up to 20 width, and then I will start training and converting the units I have to that one. Okay, so as I start the new year 2277, I have nothing more I wish to purchase advisor wise. I did hire Edward Wright for less division attrition, so I want to have a look at what options we have for medals with the Brotherhood of Steel. So we can have Combat Cross for more entrenchment, War Cross for more organization, Order of Liberation for less army cell consumption, and then Legion of Honor for supply consumption. So my order of priorities is going to be War Cross, Legion of Honor, Order of Liberation, and then lastly Combat's Cross. And I want to rather dish out an organization one to each unit I can before I move on to giving out a different type. Organization will mean they will be able to attack and defend for longer. Okay, that is all the political power I have. War is little more than a month away. Okay, my justification is finally completed. Now originally I was planning to automatically start justifying on the next nation in my path, but given the amount of units lined up against me, I'm worried it may be another slug match like I had against the DC Raiders. So I just want to give it a little bit of time to see how things go before I waste my political power for nothing against them. Basically, I think once I've captured at least one of these victory points, then I'll start the justification. Okay, my triplane attacker is completed researching, so it's definitely going to go into production as soon as I have some factories available for it. Going to go right there. Construction is coming along quite nicely so far, but this is turning out to be of a slug match just like I was worried about. So I'm going to stick to my plan of as soon as one of these victory points is captured, then I will start justification on the next nation. Okay, there we go, capital captured. Going to take the chance now and start my justification on the next one. 30 political power, 150 days. Hopefully I can get that right. Have some political power left over, so let me improve the organization of my units so they may fight. Oh, you guys will be doing some fantastic work. Okay, supply consumption for you. Then there's energy cell consumption, and that, oh, just shy. Okay, don't worry. I'll give you something in the next one. Okay, this is strange. I hold both their victory points, and so far they are not capitulating. So I guess that means I have to destroy more of the units. Hopefully there won't be an issue because they won't have any supply. And I can get this sorted out. Okay, what I've done, because they've gone past their actual offensive line, is I have set them to aggressive, so they will attack whatever enemy is in front of them. Okay, that is marching fire done. So that would be more breakthrough and less organization loss. Now it's time for more speed, less organization loss, and more capacity for special forces. Alright, I am squeezing them into a corner here. I have already encircled and destroyed, I think, 4 of their units in total, but I need this to go by quickly because I have 3 or 4 months until my justification is finished on the next one, and I would like to give them at least a little bit of a chance to relax and reorganize before the next war. Suppose while we're busy I can finish off the Paladin's template. Can add on my power armor there. Let's save that. And so you will be the last unit I'll make of this type, after which I will start training this one automatically. You will just be called Paladins and have them spawn here at my home base in the Citadel. And there we go. I literally had to destroy every single one of their units to make that work. So some new territory added to the DC Brotherhood of Steel. And I also have my first aircraft. So put this back to balance before I forget. And they have 3 months, 2 months to prepare for the next offensive there, and they will be supported by some CAS, although I am going to set them on normal operations, so they'll only fly when they have more than 25% of their strength. Close air support attached to 1st Battalion, and I'm going to use this political power to hire George Floyd, close air support expert. Okay, once more into the breach we go. So justification is finished. Let me declare war. Not sure if my Air Force will be joining in on this one, but I'm also hoping this will go quicker and easier than the previous one as well. Even though I do have a nice amount of units, I need to keep on reminding myself that these are only 10 width, and I really need to get them up to 20, a proper 20 width as soon as I can. Okay, so far yes, this is going a lot better. Oh, Butcher's Pete. Does that mean I can actually buy some weapons from you? No, minus 10 for them. Oh. There's one thing that did not go as planned at all. But we are making some good progress. Definitely a lot easier than the previous conflict I was in. Okay, so that's the capital that's fallen. So just Cheetah's Refuge left. And I'm hoping that once I've taken that, I won't have to destroy the entire armed forces, so I can prepare for my final war against the Enclave. Nothing seems to have happened here, so I'm really glad I didn't try fight through Talent Company into Raven Rock. Okay, and there we go. A lot quicker, a lot simpler than last time. Now for the big one, I'm going to go for a attack like that, and I am going to start the focus total war. Though bloody, the Enclave still remains a threat that we must deal with. Mobilize all available men to fight them anywhere they appear. So declare war. Now it says you're 30 days, but because I haven't done a focus in so long, it's actually only going to be 20. So these guys better get a move on and prepare themselves. And there we go, the war has kicked off. Automatically declared via the focus tree. I now want my next focus to be stand together. This war with the Enclave is bigger than just us. The fate of the entire wasteland is at stake. Unfortunately, that means that people must take up arms to join us in this endeavor. And that was given a vent to both the DC settlements and River City. The Brotherhood requests aid. Let's see how this goes. Robot City declared war on Lenya's code. Hold on, what the hell is happening on the other side of the world here? Where are we? Marshall, Roach King. Oh my word. So Maxim's gone. Hangdogs are gone. Robot City's still here. Well, I never. Just when you think you've seen it all. Okay, we are standing together. Ravenrock Accords. Something I've noticed with some of these focuses, like Second Strike and Ravenrock Accords, I think there should actually be prerequisites in here that, for example, the first border conflict fails and I actually own Ravenrock to be able to do those focuses. So I'm not going to do them. I'll just bank even more political power. And why are you moving there? No. You guys need to stop. If anything, I need you to attack. Let's see if they can attack in there. Okay, this is going rather slowly, but it is going. I've just realized that I have no idea about the events that went to the DC settlements in River City. I've got no notifications about anything happening there. Okay, Robot City lost. Okay. That's probably the most sensible thing to have happened. This is just a complete and utter slugging match between the two of us right now. On paper, I have more units, but remember they're 10 width. I also have more factories. But I think they got the better templates because I have double the casualties they have. And frankly, Talent Company are doing sweet bugger all to actually really help push here. I have changed my officer training up to proficient mercenaries to see if they can give me a boost somewhere. Okay, looks like they're finally getting somewhere. Broke through here. They are pushing hard against Ravenrock. I'm hoping they don't get reinforced. Going green, that's what I like to see. Let's have a look at the stats. Okay, 20 on 15, but I have low supply. And they have much better stats over here. Damn. Let's just hope for the best. And there we go. Captured Ravenrock. Now let's see if I can finish this off. Okay, now Talent Company is actually doing some work here. So what is the situation? Okay, I have to get to 0, same as the other one. So new plan, putting everyone there, and I'm going to put them on aggressive again. Oh, and if Talent Company thinks they're taking Ravenrock away from me, I have got news for them. Okay, I want more aircraft, but I'm busy researching my cargo plane, so I'm going to start the triplane and then move it across. My first 20th unit is finally ready on the field. Wish I could have gotten that a bit sooner, but it is what it is. And the Dark Knights can receive an award. More organization for you. Something I actually noticed and I forgot to mention. I'm going to get another one to show you. These ones actually have twos. Go away. Okay. It's maximum stretch, and there's a recon bonus of 10%, and this one is supply consumption and extra 5% division defense. So I didn't see that at first, and I want to let you know that I had noticed it afterwards. And we got this. Transport gliders done. I really wanted that for help with my resupply. So change that to there. Yeah. Okay, nicely done everyone. Walking tanks is finished. Now the next big choice, you can either go the purity route, which this is something I would only play if I am seriously hard up in everything. I prefer to go for principle. So first of all, I'm going to go for more army, reconnaissance, decryption, planning speed, and extra special forces capacity. And if you would just kindly, there we go, and that's all showed. Oh, 104 advanced power armor. Yes, please. I will. Don't. Okay, I'm gonna have to pass just once. Yes. Mine. And okay, that is that. Enclave is no longer part of this map. So let's see what focus I can do next. Yes, let me do the Raven Rock Accords. Yeah. Let's just do the Raven Rock Accords. As the Enclave were defeated, they self-destructed their base at Raven Rock. Surely this was to deprive us of useful technology and information. Still, there's something to salvage, and much of this could be dangerous in the hands of the common wastelander. We must help them see that any salvage from Raven Rock should be left to us, and we get the Raven Rock Accords. Okay, the Raven Rock Accords. Okay. After much negotiation with the people of the wasteland, they have agreed to give us full control of the search of ruins of Raven Rock. In exchange, we have agreed to provide medical assistance to their settlements to help them recover from this costly war. Anyone that did anything really. Okay, a fair deal, minus 25 manpower. Speaking of which, I do believe I need to start investigating my agriculture to get that up. Then the last focus I'm going to do for this episode will be study their equipment. Our scribes work tirelessly day and night to examine captured Enclave equipment and hopefully reverse engineer what we can. It'll be years, but we hope to one day construct our own advanced power armor and plasma weapons, and I'll be getting those technology schematics, which is great. I have also been able to convert 3 of my original 10 width to my 20 width power armor divisions, and I have modified my original night patrol template for Brotherhood soldiers 20 width. I've had to, these are now only 1 combat width, 1 fire team and demolition, so again it is a general purpose. And then I've put on 4 sets of enforcer armor because, you know, they wear combat armor, so a little bit of more protection there. And they are being produced now. Only thing I am really short of is crowd control gear, but I will work on that. I do want my military to be majority power armor after all, so I'm happy with the infantry I have for now. And there we are. Study the equipment is completed. I have unlocked advanced power armor schematics as well as plasma weaponry schematics, and I am going to end the episode off here. I'd like to thank you all very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next episode, where I plan to carry on fighting the good fight and ridding the Capital Wasteland of the super mutant threat and uniting all these nations under the DC Brotherhood of Steel banner. Thank you again very much for watching, and goodbye.